Welcome into WTOL 11 News at 6. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get to all of our top stories in just a moment, but first, take a check of our forecast. Meteorologist John Birchfield. John, I gotta say, I love the sunshine and the mild feel today.
Oh, you're going to love tomorrow then, Michael. It's going to be even warmer, and we're going to keep the sunshine around. Temperatures climbing up to the 50s are going to melt away the last of that snowfall, and we officially spring forward an hour and enter daylight saving time, and that means the sunset time at 7:34 p.m. tomorrow evening. Right now, seeing that sun on the horizon, but it is still a little chilly with 36-degree temperature readings. It did get close to 40 south and west in areas like Williams, Defiance, and Putnam counties, where temperatures are pushing 40. Looking at the hourly forecast for your Sunday, plan on a brisk morning, but those temperatures climb up to the low to mid 50s into the afternoon. If that's not warm enough for you, how does some 60s sound? I'll show you a spring feel coming up in that full 10-day forecast. Michael?
New at 6, 10 cats were killed after a fire broke out inside a Maumee home this afternoon. It started shortly before 1 on Northfield, just off of Key. Nobody was home when the fire started, and the cause is under investigation. We're told there's extensive damage to the inside of the home. Both Toledo and Springfield Township Fire assisted with the incident. And teamwork there helped ensure all the firefighters who responded stayed safe. Meantime, just to the south, dozens of other firefighters spent time today learning new skills to keep themselves and others safe as well. Dominique O'Neill joins us now with that story. Dom?
Well, Michael, the Penta Career Center in Perrysburg is hosting a training opportunity for fire departments across the state. It helps give firefighters additional tools and training to help them in the field. The regional fire school had just under 700 attendees at today's event. They have a team of people who help train firefighters in classes of fire suppression, EMS, hazmat, and new this year is drone technologies, awareness, extrication, and confined space training. The general chairman of Northwest Ohio Volunteer Firemen Association says it's good to be able to have 40 vendors in all the classes underneath one roof. He says it's important to have this type of training every year.
It's the safety of the first responders going out for themselves, and they get the techniques to be able to save the individuals in the community. It's going back, providing the service back to the community.
Coming up at 11, we hear from a firefighter who participated in the training and why it's an important tool for fire departments across Ohio. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
Fix my or quit taking on my taxes.
Frustrations boiling over in one South Toledo neighborhood. Their peace and quiet has been interrupted by a sinkhole on Arlington. The hole first showed up last year, but has been growing steadily since. The city is looking into fixing it, but the first company they got a quote from said it would cost $121 million. The city said no, and they're now doing their own investigation, but there's no word when the hole will get filled. Now, people living along Francis are dealing with increased traffic as drivers look to get around the closure.
People are hollering at you because, you don't drive the way they want you to drive or as fast as they want you to go. But I'm not going down this side street fast. Children live here.
Plans are already in place to fully reconstruct Arlington Avenue, but that's not until 2026. The House has unveiled a stopgap measure to keep the government funded. The bill could avert a looming shutdown, but there may be challenges ahead. CBS correspondent Nicole Killian reports from West Palm Beach, Florida.
House Republicans unveiled a spending bill aimed at heading off a federal government shutdown. The 99-page legislation would provide a slight boost to defense programs and cut non-defense spending below 2024 budget year levels. The measure, which faces objections from some Democrats, would keep the government funded through September. On his social media site, President Trump urged Republicans to vote yes for the bill. Meanwhile, a group of labor unions is taking action to block Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from gaining access to millions of American Social Security data. A motion filed late Friday asks a federal court for an emergency order to stop DOJ from tapping into the sensitive information. In Washington Saturday, activists held a Don't Abandon Ukraine rally. This week, Senate Intelligence Vice Chair Mark Warner spoke about the Trump administration's move to end some intelligence sharing with Ukraine.
But if we are not sharing intelligence with Ukraine, which the CIA director said is the case, then they're doing huge damage to Ukraine's chances to defend itself.
And Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei spoke out after Trump said he sent a letter offering to negotiate a nuclear deal with the Islamic Republic.
I'm not speaking out of strength or weakness. I'm just saying I'd rather see a peace deal than the other, but the other will solve the problem.
In a speech in Tehran, Khamenei accused the U.S. of bullying tactics. Nicole Killian, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Well, coming up, a taste of spring in your forecast. Temperatures surging to the 60s, but how long will the warm-up last? I've got the answer coming up next. Well, I hope you're enjoying the sunshine after the snow. We officially picked up 1.8 inches of snow Friday evening, and believe it or not, that makes it the biggest single-day snowfall of the winter season. Much of that snow has melted away thanks to the brilliant sun. Michelle woke up to this sight with blue skies and the sun shining down on that fresh blanket of snow that accumulated on grassy surfaces. The rest of the snow is going to be melting away on Sunday, not only due to the sunshine, but also temperatures warming up to the 50s. And don't forget, we spring forward an hour, and that means more daylight in the evenings with a sunset time at 7:34. High pressure is going to bring us plenty of sunshine with a high situated over the lower Ohio Valley. There's a little cluster of snow showers that's going to be moving towards the eastern Great Lakes, not affecting our weather whatsoever. Temperature is going to be a good deal warmer tomorrow, close to 40 degrees right along the Indiana-Ohio state line and south towards Putnam County, but it's chilly in the Toledo metro in the mid-30s, and closer to the lakeshore, low to mid-30s are those temperatures. Sunday may start off cool, but it's going to end considerably milder. Low to mid-50s expected, and hardly a cloud in the sky with a nice string of sunny hours for those outdoor activities and melting snow. 53 degrees. It is going to be a little bit breezy with west winds sustained at 10 to 20 and gusting to 25. And that spring warm up to the 60s commences on Monday. Going to be a very warm one to start the work week. Tuesday is going to be exceptionally mild, but it is going to be a little bit breezy. And speaking of that breeze, the infamous March Lake breeze is going to make a return on Wednesday, and that is going to impact the temperatures considerably. Whenever we do get a lake breeze, it tends to be cooler and cloudier for the Toledo Metro. 50s Sunday, 60s on deck for your Monday with bright sunshine. And that next weather impact is the lake breeze that'll likely make for a more overcast and chilly day with 40s for most areas and a bit warmer to the south. Don't forget we spring forward that hour, 7:34 p.m. sunset time. Daylight saving time officially begins at 2 o'clock a.m. Overall, the 10-day forecast very mild with the exception of that lake breeze day. We surge back to the 60s. Next cold front comes in Saturday into Sunday, bringing widespread rain chances, followed by a cool down for St. Patrick's Day. Chase?
When we return, St. Francis went to overtime with St. Ignatius in the state hockey semifinal. We've got the highlights. Plus, hear from head coach Chris Varga and players after the game. That's coming up next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. The St. Francis hockey team made it down to Columbus. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. The St. Francis hockey team made it down to Columbus for the 9th time in the last 11 seasons, and the Knights took on St. Ignatius from Cleveland. The last 4 times these guys have played in the playoffs, St. Ignatius won every time. But they did play earlier in the regular season, and St. Francis won in overtime, so this had the potential to be another great game. This looked like it might be a scoreless first period, but with about 50 seconds left, Cole Porvaznik was able to sneak one past the goalie for the first goal of the game. Knights took a 1-0 lead going into the first break. In the second period, St. Ignatius was able to even things up. St. Francis was on the power play twice, but weren't able to find the back of the net. In the third period, St. Ignatius took a 2-1 lead. Knights needed an answer. Drew Tucker had it. Finds the back of the net to even things at 2 with a few minutes left in regulation. Neither team was able to score in the final minutes, so we headed to overtime. But just 27 seconds into OT, St. Ignatius was able to get one past the goalie for the sudden death win. St. Francis's incredible season comes to an end in the state semifinals.
Anybody could win that game, especially when you go into overtime. You know, my thoughts I just keep to myself because I think, you know, we just didn't do what we wanted to do when we got down here. It's not about winning, it's about how we played. I don't think we played St. Francis hockey like we normally do.
We knew it was our game, but it just hurts because how hard we worked all year, and it hurts we didn't come out on top.
Yeah, it was a battle, you know. I wish we would have came out on top, but we gave it our all at the end. I thought when we tied it up, we had great momentum to come in and finish it, and we just didn't get the job done. Yeah, it was a great season, and we had a lot of super close guys. Our whole team was like a big family, and it just sucks to see it end.
That's going to do it from Nationwide Arena. Be sure to follow WTOL 11 through Sunday night. I'll be over at the Schottenstein Center covering the high school state wrestling championships. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back in. Dozens of junior high and high school students gathered at Bowling Green State University for History Day. Students from schools across Northwest Ohio produced projects focusing on the topic rights and responsibilities. The students could create poster boards, websites, videos, or other demonstrations to showcase their chosen topic. Judges then selected the best to move on to state competition next month. That's pretty cool, huh?
It is. Are you a history buff, Mike?
I'm a big history buff. I love history.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a science guy. I remember growing up, we presented science fair competitions at BGSU, but certainly a cool way to learn about history and kind of, take whatever angles interesting.
Absolutely. John, it takes two to tango. Yeah. That's why we have both of us on the desk. We'll see you again at 11.
Get ready for a taste of spring. Temperatures will surge to the 60s Monday and Tuesday, but how long does that warm up last? I'm going to preview the answer in your full forecast tonight at 11.